Good morning, this is Sheila and welcome back to my channel. And today I am excited to show you my Halloween junk journal. I just finished it, and this one took me a little bit longer. I tried a couple of different things that I never did before, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Before I go any further, I'm going to tell you the size, and the size of it is 6¼ by 9½, and it has a 2-inch spine, and there's 5 signatures sewn in with 80 pages total. And this one, I'm really happy that I didn't like overstuff it, because I'm usually really good at doing that, but I tried to stay to a minimum, but this really came out really pretty. I mean, I love this. Of course, my pages are coffee dyed, and I did my unique inking around the edges, and there's ephemera and so on and so forth. This is a hardcover, and I purchased 2 books from a thrift shop, and this is what this used to look like. This is the Testament and Psalms, I guess, and as you can see, it's a really old book, and the pages were large print and the covers were coming away, but that's the cover that I used. And then a couple pieces of paper that I use for the inside covers, for the pocket and the backing, I got from this paper pack Recollection, and I believe I got this at Michael's last year, so I used a couple pieces of paper in there. And then some of the ephemera that I used came from an Etsy shop called digitalantiqueartfire.com, and I'll show you which ones that I purchased from there. But a lot of the other edges, a lot of the other digital images in here, I just printed out on my computer, and I just did a random search for free images. So like I said, it's a hardcover, and this is the first time that I used the modeling paste and stencils, and I like how it came out. I'll show you the back. The back has more of the stencil work on it, and I used black paint, then I used some silver, what do you call it, wax, and then I went and I dry brushed some white on here and there just to give it some character. This face here, the skull head, I bought at Michael's, and it was a full-size head. I had to cut the back of it off. This mouth actually still moves around a little bit. That was a little challenging to cut the back side of it off, but it worked. And then here I have, this was a wooden piece that says beware. Then I have a couple of arms, skeleton arms that come on those little skeletons that you can get at Michael's. I have a couple there. And then on the back I had, this is actually a metal piece that I got from the Tim Holtz. I don't think I have any handy, but that's what that is. And these are these plastic bones, and someone had given me a few of these. I don't know where you would get these, so I used those. I glued them down. Okay, and then on the spine here I have some this is just some spiderweb material, this nice cording. I have this pin. It's a skeleton pin someone had given to me. It actually doesn't open, but I added that to it. Someone had given me that. And then these skulls I bought at Michael's. This is an earring that someone had given me, and then this here someone had given me. And I also have these silver skulls that I attached to the material here with some black pins. And then also on the front cover, I have a little, what do they call those? Oh my goodness. Anyway, you could put, you know, the date or whatever in there. I just put this in there for now. Alright, so the closure, I have an elastic. And I used one of these, I guess they're closure or handles from Tim Holtz. You get that. I actually bought that at Michael's, I believe. Alright, so let's go on inside. So on the front and back cover, there are pockets that I made with that material, with the paper from that book that I showed you. Here's a tag that someone gifted me, and I like it because it has a skull in the middle here with some red eyes. Someone had given me this piece of ephemera. And then this I printed out. And I backed all my tags and things with black, and inked around the edges with some silver ink, which is this ink pad. Stampabilities, I guess it says, and you can get this at Hobby Lobby. $2.99, that's a good price for me. These I got at maybe Hobby Lobby. Comes in a pack with skulls, spiders, and some bat wings. Someone had given me this. I did some stamping. I don't have many Halloween stamps. I've really got to invest in some more. Here's a 3D sticker that was inside of a flip book someone had given me, so I took it off and put it here. Here's some really pretty ribbon someone had given to me. I just taped it down and left some hanging off the edge. Some spider stamps. I used some of these, oh, this is coming off. I used some of these skulls in the book, a couple of them here and there. Gonna have to glue that. I made these paper clips. They're just those foam skulls, and I just put them back to back, and I had to trim around the edges, but in between I put some of this stuff here. And then these casket cards, or ephemera, someone actually gave me. I just added the paper on the inside, and I added this. These you can get at I believe you can get them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but I think I got them at Hobby Lobby. So there's a couple of those in there. I also went around lightly with the silver ink, just tapped it here and there just to give it a little more dimension. Here's just a little stamp that says Eek, and I love these mummies, and I do not know where I got them, but I love that. Here you could get this. This has a skull, a crossbow. You could get this at last year I got it at one of the Dollar Trees. Here's an image I printed out. Here's another a piece of ephemera someone had given me, and someone actually had made me this too, and I just added these two pieces here. So I just tucked these in. Someone gave me this tag, and I just added that felt little thingy there. A stamp. Here's a skull. I just put a piece of tape behind it and just glued that down. This was an image someone had given to me. I just added it to a piece of black cardstock, and I went around the edges with that ink pad, the silver ink pad, added some of this, I guess they call like that cheesecloth thing. I just stapled that on and just added this paper clip to hold it. This skull I fussy cut out. Someone had given me this image, and I just took a piece of this ribbon and I used some washi behind it. These stamps are the ones that I purchased, not stamps, tags. I purchased from that site, artfire.com. And I don't know if you can pick it up, but there's actually images of people here. It's really cool. And I thought that was neat, so I added a couple of those. You can see I used a variety of different pages, and I left a lot of room for journaling or adding your own details. This is a piece of ribbon. This is a fussy cut out of one of the paper pads that someone had. It wasn't a paper pad, it was a loose sheet that had all these words on it, and I just fussy cut that out and used one of those sugar skulls. I think I have a couple more sheets of that. This is one of my favorite stamps, this little graveyard stamp, and someone actually had a yard sale, and I bought some. I think it was at a flea market, not a flea market, a thrift shop. Another one of the mummies. Here's a sugar skull. Here's a piece of that crepe paper. I couldn't think of the name of it yesterday. It was so funny. But I just tore off a piece, crinkled it up some, glued it down, added her, and then just put a stamp that says Fright Night, admit one. This skull thing here, I fussy cut out. I printed it out. I put it on a piece. This is like some bandage stuff. I cut a piece of that out. I added some of these scary eyes. There's a spider, and then there's a bat. This is a skull that someone had cut out. A whole bunch of them sent me, because on one of the groups I asked for some skull things because I was making this book, and a couple of ladies sent me some nice things. Here's one of those images that you can move, and one's a skull and then one's a real person. I cannot remember where I got these from. I think someone sent them to me. Well, I could have bought them last year at Michael's. These tags, there's a couple of these in here someone had sent me, and all I did was add this here, and I added this 3D felt foam. Actually, I think it's like a foam to it, and I just got a paper clip with a little burlap string in it. Another one of those skulls. Here's a black white flower. Someone had sent me a package of these, and this is a brad that holds it together. And then on the other side I put a piece of washi to hold the brad in, and I just put one of those skulls that someone sent me. Here I fussy cut this out. Someone sent me this image, and I just glued it down on top of some of that cheesecloth. And this is a wooden piece here, Bon Voyage it says. You can get those at Hobby Lobby, and this was on a sticker pack, and I believe you can get that at Hobby Lobby. Here's another one of those three-dimensional images. Here's two more skulls that came in a thing of 6 that I got from that Etsy shop, and I just put them on the back of black paper and just added this, and also inked the edges with that silver ink. Here is another one of those caskets. I won't open this one, and another skull paper clip that I created. Another little thing. These stickers I got from someone. Someone gave me stickers that had some rest in peace. And I just put a piece of washi behind there. Here I used a piece of that burlap. I fussy cut this out of a sheet of paper like I did the others. And then I glued it to some cardstock, and then I just added these spiders and those googly eyes. Another stamp that says trick or treat. Here's another one of those tags, and I did the same thing. And here's a paper clip with some eyelash trim. Someone had given me this hand, and this actually would glow in the dark. And here's a couple more images. This one I got from that Etsy shop. This one I printed out. And of course, the same as the others, I added backing to it, and then I just made little tabs out of some burlap. And I stapled this to the page. This was on a napkin. I just tore a piece off, glued it down, added a rest in peace sticker, and then this is actually a button. And I believe you can get these at like Walmart in the sewing section, and it comes in a little package with all different things. And then I used a piece of burlap. It either was at Michael's or maybe Hobby Lobby. Can't remember. Here I used another one of those skulls, and I added some eyelash trim and some washi behind it. Here, I love this this arrangement or collage thing I have going on. This is a wooden skull, and I added some eyes, another wooden Bon Voyage thing, another rest in peace sticker, and I glued the what do you call it, cheesecloth down first, and then I glued everything else. And these are just scraps of the eyelash trim and scraps of the burlap when you pull the things out of the burlap. I just glued it down behind there. Here's a bat wing, and I added this cool skull, and I forgot where I got these, and I think that was at Michael's. Yep. Yeah, that's where I got that. I wish I had more of those. I'm running out. Here's 2 more images. Now, my printer, for some reason, I think I need to clean the heads, did not print these images out right, but, you know, it's a junk journal, and it's supposed to look old and raggedy, so I just left it the way it was. Those actually came from that site, too, and I just got it attached with a paper clip. Another one of those images. I think I had 4 of those, but I only used 3 in this book. And then here's the back pocket. Another one of those skulls, a spooky sign here, and a spider web with a spider. And then this someone sent me. This one I printed out. And this is something that someone sent me. So, there you go. This will be up on my Etsy by the end of today, I hope. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'm still thriving to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm hoping. But, you know, it's my fault. I got to do more videos to attract more people. Besides this, I also made a little pen. This is going to go with it. I bought these antique pen tips online, and I've been trying to find out creative ways. I think this is still drying, but I tied one of the silver skulls on here, and this is a twig that I found in my yard, and it had one of those horns at the bottom. So I said, ooh, that looks like a skeleton, scary skeleton finger. So I picked it up, I dried it for a couple weeks, and then I painted it. I added some Mod Podge, and then I whitewashed it a little bit, and I painted this white and left the tip black so it looks like a scary finger. And then I used some wax. I glued this to the twig, and then I just tied off this wax string around it and tied this to it. But that's also going to be with the journal. And be careful with the tip, because I poked myself with that today. They're really, really sharp, but it'd be cool that you can write in your book with it. So that will also be included. So again, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.